Good day, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys this project for beginners, a girls game. So in this game, we have a secret number and ask the user to guess the number. So you give the user 3 attempts to guess the correct number. So at the end of the attempt, when the attempt is elapsed, the program will print failed and quit the program. And the program will quit and print failed. So to start, let's create a file. Let's name this file game.py. Let's name it game.py. So first of all, let's welcome the user to the game. Let's welcome the user. Welcome to my guess game. Then, after we've welcomed our user to our guess game, I told you guys that we have a secret number. So we set our secret number. Set it to any number you want. So I will be setting our secret number to 9. Then we have chances. Or let's say we have number of attempts made and number of attempts left. You know that we will be giving you these at 3 attempts. So let's create a variable. Let's name it number of let's say attempts left. Attempt left is 3. Then attempts made is equal to 0. Then we enter a while loop because we want while the number of attempts left is greater than the number of attempts made. Do you get what I'm saying? What was the essence? The essence is that the number of attempts left will never, once it gets to 0, you get it mustn't be 0. Once it gets to 0, the program terminates. So now, while attempts left is greater than attempts made. So now we'll now ask the user to guess the number. So let's create a variable named guess. Guess equal to, that what we are guessing, what the user is guessing is a number, which is an integer. So we have to convert the user's input to an integer. So int input, then ask user to guess the number. Guess the number. Then after that, we now have to enter an if statement. If the number the user guesses is not equal to, if guess, that is if guess is not equal to secret number. If it's not equal to the secret number, the user will have to make another attempt. You know that, right? It's not equal to secret number. Then, if it's not equal to secret number, the user has to make another attempt. So now, if attempt, one the situation where when the attempt gets to 0, when the attempt left, when it gets to 0, when it gets to 0, first of all, we're supposed to decrement attempt left, because when the attempt made is increasing, the attempt left should be decreasing. When you make your first attempt, for instance, here we have attempt left is 3. When you make your first input and fails it, the attempt left will decrement by 1. You're making it 2 attempts left. When you make another attempt, it will decrement again, making it 1 attempt left. You get? So we have to decrement attempts left by 1. So attempts left minus equal to 1. This is the same as attempts left equal to attempts left minus 1. It's the same thing as that. You can still write it like that, but this is a shorter way, a better way of writing it. Okay, so if guess is not equal to the secret number, so now if the attempt is equal to 0, attempts left when it gets to 0, because if it's not equal to the secret number, user will have to keep making an attempt. So if attempt left when it is equal to 0, when it gets to 0, then I want the program to print, you have no attempt left. You get? So you have to print, I want you to print, you have no attempts left. And put a space here. Should be a space here. You have no attempt left. Then else, because if it hasn't gotten to 0, I want you to print the number of attempts left. Because when the piece of work is the first attempt left should not be. I want you to show that you tell the user you have 2 attempts left. And the user makes another attempt, it will print you have 1 more attempt left. You get? Else, I'll have to use formatted string. I will print try again. You have I'm using a formatted string here, so I believe you guys understand it. You have left. Then after this, we are inside this if statement. So if guess is not equal to a secret number. So inside this, this if statement should have an else. You get? This if is just like a nested, what I call it, a nested if. Let me call it a nested if. You get? This if statement, this second one, this is inside this if. So in this first if statement, you should have an else, which is if the guess is equal to the secret number. You get? So else, I didn't close this. No, this should be. See the mistake I made here? Here I used a single quote here. Then while closing it, I used a double quote, so it didn't recognize it. So I have to go and change it. Let me change this to double quote. Either use a single quote or use double quotes. So else, print correct. Else means if guess is equal to secret number. So else, print correct. Then, and once it prints correct, it should break out of this while loop. Because if you don't use the break statement, if the user guesses the number correctly, it will still ask the user the question again, because it's inside the while loop. You get? While attempt is greater than 3. So once the user gets it correctly, it should break out of this while loop. You get? So use break statement. Then in this while loop, because once the user has, once the attempt left has elapsed, so else print field. You get? Print field. I use the capital letter, so let me just print it small letter. Mistakenly entered a capital letter. Let me use my field in. Let me leave it like that. So now let's run this code and know what we get. Let's run our code. So let's Python 3 number 5. There is something wrong. Oh, Python 3, so what I wrote. Python 3 number 5. There's an error here. I didn't close this. I didn't close this parenthesis. So let's go back and close it. Line 6. Let's go back and close it. Line 6. I didn't close this. I've closed it now. Let's go back. And see, welcome to my game, guess game. Guess the number. Let me say to enter 2. Trace back. There's an error again. Oh, see, I made mistake here. Name attempt. You know, I wrote attempt left. I omitted P. You get, I omitted P in the spelling. So you can see, attempt is not left, it's not defined. Do you mean attempt left? So I made mistake in the spelling, and it's in line 9. Let's go and correct my mistake. In line 9, you can see here, should be attempts. Attempts. So let's go back. I didn't make another mistake. Let's run the code again. Guess the number. Let me write 3. Try again. You know, you have 2 attempts left. Let me write 1. Try again. You have 1 attempt left. Get. Then let me write 4. You have no attempts left. Failed. You can see. It's like how my program run. So let me run the code again. Let me enter 5. You have 2 attempts left. You know, our guess number was 9. Let me enter 9. Correct. You can see. Let me run my code again. Guess the number. Let me enter 9. Let me just get it. Correct. You can see. And see how it ran perfectly. Perfectly. So now I want to make this. Let me change this to a function. Let me change this to a function. So to change this to a function is very, very easy. To do that, now I told you guys in my why I told you guys functions in Python. I told you guys to create a function, you use the keyword def. So why I'm changing, I told you guys the importance of creating a function. You can always call it. For instance, now I have someone else wants to use this, my code to get, and the person wants to change the attempt, wants to give the user 4 attempts, and the person wants to change the magic number to 10. The person will not have to write the code again. The person will just have to call my function, call the function, and let me show you guys how to do it. So now let's name our function. Let's name it guess. Let's name it guess. Then this function we're going to assign to. We're going to take two parameters. You get, so you have x and y. Then with a colon. But you know all this one, we have to indent all these because they will have to fall into this function. So we have to indent everything. We have to indent. We have to indent. We have to indent. Indent everything. Indent these two. Indent this. And then this. Hope you guys understand what I'm doing. And then this. 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 Then here now, our secret, because we want the user to be able, if you want to change the secret number to 2, the user can be able to do that. So now, let me change this secret number here. This secret number now, let's assign the value to x. Let's assign it to value to x. Then attempts left, let's assign it y. Okay, so here now, when I call this function, let me call this function here. Let me come down and call this function. Let me call this function. So I have guess, and I want to change my secret number. I want to change it to 3, and I want to change the number of attempts the user will make. I want to change it to 5. You get, this is it. So let me run this code. Let me run my code. Guess the number 2. Try again. You have 4 attempts left. You can see I easily changed it because by calling the function. I try it again. 5. Remember what I inputted was 3. I meant that 3. Correct. You can see. So The essence of this function is that the user can always make use of this code by calling the function. If I want to, if another user can just call my function and impute another values for secret number and attempts left instead of writing the code. So if you love my video, if you're happy with what you watch, if you learned something, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.